was mid-October 2017 in North Carolina. Myself and 5 friends decided to go for a hike by the lake. The air was still warm, but the humidity was low. It was around 10 a.m. when we began. We walked deep into the woods to a waterfall that was one of our favorite spots. We took our time and enjoyed the scenery and animals, so it took about 3 hours to get there, and everyone was ready for a rest. We sat down on some rocks, admired the waterfall, listened to the sounds of the animals, talked about the holidays, trips we would be taking, and the upcoming winter. It was almost 4 p.m. when we decided to start back. It was still light and we had no problems, except that the closer we got to the lake, the quieter everything seemed to become. The bird sounds went away, the squirrels were quiet, and we didn't see any animals either, which was very strange. Usually squirrels, deer, rabbits, and birds are everywhere here. One of my friends commented on this. We all agreed that it was weird, and I think unconsciously we began to walk a little faster. Once we were back at the lake, we went to the picnic area and ate some fruit and granola bars and wondered why everything was so quiet. It was getting dark now, but there weren't any of the usual night noises either. It was just quiet. We talked for about 30 more minutes, then decided it was time to go. As everyone was walking to their vehicles, all of a sudden there was this loud howl. That's the only way I know how to describe it. Everyone froze and looked into the woods. It sounded extremely close. We stood still and listened for about 5 minutes, but nothing. One of the guys went to his car to get the flashlight. He came back and shined it into the tree line where we thought the howl had come from. We didn't see anything. He turned the light off, and again we all began making our way to the vehicles. Just as 2 friends got into their car and shut the doors, the howl came again. This time we just hurried to our vehicles to leave. There were 3 vehicles, and the one that I was in was the closest to the lake in the back, so we had to leave last. We got into the truck, started it, and turned on the lights. We watched the other 2 cars leave in front of us. As we started to pull out, my friend who was driving said, "What the fuck is that?" Pointing to the edge of the woods. I could see something black, mostly an outline. It looked like a very large man standing there. He turned the truck so the headlights were pointing in that direction, and we both looked and were shocked by what we thought we saw. It looked like a wolf standing upright on 2 legs. The eyes seemed to glow yellow, and it only took a few seconds before it went down to the ground on all 4s. It made some weird growl noise and then came running at the truck. It was very big and very fast. He put the truck into gear, and as we began to pull out, it hit the driver's side door of the truck. Hard. This is a big truck, but it shook from the impact. He didn't stop, and the truck gained some speed, but only a few seconds later it hit the passenger door where I was sitting. Again, the truck shook. I was terrified, but I looked out the window to see it. I had to know what this thing was. All I could see was a big black mass of fur with tall ears and a long tail. It was keeping up with the truck. Finally, he was able to speed up, and as I watched it in the side mirror, it began to fall back. There I saw a long snout and its yellow eyes just for a few seconds in the mirror. As we continued to go faster, I lost sight of it and just looked at my friend who was staring straight at the road, gripping the steering wheel tight. We did not talk nor stop until we were in town. Finally, we pulled into a gas station. We looked at each other saying, "What the hell was that?" It took a few minutes before we could get out of the truck, but we did and saw 2 big dents on both doors. We went to his house and stayed up all night talking about what happened. We have been going into those woods by the lake since we were kids, all of us, and I had never seen or heard anything like that before. He asked me what I thought it was, and I answered the only way I could. I don't know, and neither did he. The next day, we got our friends together and told them what happened. I asked any of them if they had seen or heard that thing before, and they said no. We asked them not to share our story, and they agreed. Being such good friends and all growing up together, they believed us, which made us feel a little better. Please understand that we were not drinking, smoking weed, or doing any drugs. We just went for a hike like we had been doing all our lives in that place. I'm not here to say I saw Bigfoot or Dogman or anything else, because I don't know what it was, and I will not speculate. I have been back there a couple of times and never heard or seen anything like that again. I will admit that I do not want to be there after dark anymore, and I do not go as often as I did. None of us do.